Guys, good evening. I hope you all are fine at your home. Today, as we all are knowing that we will gonna discuss about the drug discovery process and the clinical trial. Today, we also discuss about the current status of vaccine. We also provide information, the number of clinical trials ongoing on the vaccines. So we'll start the session with several different videos. Okay, the video by video visualization, you can get an idea about this drug discovery process rather than having a kind of boring session. I would like an interactive session with all of you guys. The video would be around 6 to 7 minutes each video, so you guys able to watch that video carefully. If you have any doubt apart from that video, we'll discuss about that video also. So we'll start this video related to the drug discovery process. Okay, so I will share my screen right now and we'll start this first video. This video is randomly selected from YouTube. It's been prepared by one of the pharmaceutical company, very well-known pharmaceutical company. I use this video to provide information to you guys. So as you guys see on my screen, let me share a sound also, so you can able to share my computer sound.
In drug research and development, the patient.
So guys, I initiate this video. This video is related to the drug discovery process. So I start with the subtitle. So you guys able to read out this video, what they are discussing about.
Is the main focus. The mission for. In drug research and development, the patient is the main focus. The mission for Novartis is to help the patient overcome a disease and improve their quality of life. The drug development process is designed to ensure that innovative new medicines are effective, safe, and available for patients in the shortest possible time. The first step in drug development is to discover the best targets for treating or preventing a disease. Targets are usually proteins in the patient's body, which are associated with a disease, or proteins in microorganisms causing a disease. The challenge is to identify which proteins are relevant and, more importantly, confirm their role in a disease. Increasingly, Novartis focuses on understanding cellular networks of proteins, or pathways. A single protein may transmit messages to several other proteins, sometimes in multiple pathways, affecting their function. Knowing how these pathways work and interact helps to identify the most appropriate target for a drug. The pathway approach allows Novartis to better understand the mechanisms of a disease. This knowledge, together with the desire to address unmet medical needs, determines the priorities in target discovery.
Okay, so this is related to the beginning of this topic. It is kind of identifications of a proper protein. Okay, the responsible for any kind of disease, there is a kind of protein which is responsible for occurring any kind of disease. The structure of protein. So first, what we are doing, we identify the kind of protein which is responsible for any kind of disease, and then we can work out on the pathway. Okay, so if we can able to break down the pathway of duplications of that protein, then we can able to success to cure the disease. So the our intention of this drug discovery process is that we would like to develop a such kind of medicine, such kind of vaccines that can help to the people with proper efficacy, the safety, and within a short period of time. So this is most important thing. While doing any kind of clinical research, we people need to know, we people need to confirm that the drug which will be available throughout the market, throughout the world, that would be a safe, would be effective, and it would be a, such a short period of time, right? So this is about the first chapter. Now moving to second chapter.
In drug discovery, Several methods like high-throughput screening and computer-based design are used to find chemical compounds or biologics that bind to the identified target. If a compound modulates the target in a way that is expected to alter the disease, this so-called hit will be refined to improve its safety and effectiveness, eventually becoming a drug candidate. Discovering and bringing one new drug to the market typically takes an average of 14 years of research and clinical development efforts and costs around $2 billion US. Of 10,000 or more hits tested in early drug discovery, only one may eventually lead to a drug that reaches the market. In the late preclinical stage, further experiments are conducted on the drug candidate to ensure it is safe for patients and has the required pharmacokinetic properties, like appropriate absorption and metabolism by the human body. These experiments are executed with extraordinary diligence to minimize any risks to human test subjects. Animals play a critical role in the drug discovery process as well. Although much research and development can be done using various experiments or using computers, complex disease mechanisms can often only be understood through the use of animal studies. Also, governments and regulatory authorities require that medicines be tested in animals before they are tested in humans. Novartis keeps this research as limited as possible and always ensures that animal research is scientifically acceptable according to current standards and regulations. For these reasons, Novartis continues to use animals in its quest to find innovative, safe, and life-saving medicines for patients. At the same time, Novartis is committed to refining, reducing, and replacing the use of animals in research and upholding the highest standards in animal welfare.
So, the second and third chapter, what they are discussing about, they were discussing about the target. We already identified the target which is responsible for occurring disease. Now we are making a proper medicine for the disease. So for that, what we are doing nowadays, we have that kind of mechanism, how this molecule work when actually that injected into human body or animal body. The kind of computerization program was there. So we just need to provide a kind of code in the computer. So by that way, it can analyze how this molecule will work and how this molecule target on which function, on which organ, how it will be react. So this is kind of a computerized action which we were following initially. Then as per the regulatory perspective, what we were doing a kind of a preclinical study. Preclinical study is a requirement before giving any kind of medications or any kind of dosage to human. Okay, because if any kind of lethal effect, if drug is not safe, then we cannot able to give this kind of medication, this kind of drug to human. So that's why we people, the drug discovery process, we need to inject this kind of medication for a few of the months in the animal. We will be doing a kind of toxicological studies and other pharmacokinetic studies. That is a kind of the side effect of this drug which we are injecting into the animal, and we are measuring the kind of dose also measuring to the animal. So this is about the chapter 3 and 4. Now would like to tell you about chapter number 4.
Clinical trial programs consist of several phases, each of which is focused on evaluating drug safety and effectiveness or efficacy. Information on ongoing clinical trials can be found at www.clinicaltrials.gov. In phase 1 of clinical trials, the drug is usually tested in healthy volunteers to determine its safety and pharmacokinetics. In phase 2, the drug is given to a group of about 100 to 250 patients with the disease to evaluate its efficacy and to determine the optimal dose. In addition, the safety of the drug and its side effects are evaluated. as these may be different in patients compared to the healthy volunteers tested in Phase 1. Novartis also conducts trials called Proof of Concept or POC trials, which are often a mix of Phase 1 and Phase 2 studies. A group of well-defined patients is treated with the drug candidate to provide an early indication whether it actually affects the target in the intended way or has a beneficial impact on the disease. These studies allow Novartis to rapidly invest resources on drug compounds, which are effective and safe. This way, the appropriate medicines can reach the patients faster. The data from Phase 1 and Phase 2 studies provide the scientific confidence necessary to continue the development of the compound in larger clinical trials. In Phase 3 of clinical trials, 1,000 to 3,000 or even more patients are recruited for research with the investigational drug. Phase 3 clinical trials are undertaken to confirm the effectiveness of the new drug, monitor side effects, compare it to established treatments, and gather additional information to allow the drug to be used safely.
Okay, so guys, we have 10 more minutes. So until now, the discussion which is ongoing, that is related to the clinical trial process, the number of phases of clinical trial, phase 1, 2, 3, and 4. There are 4 different phases of clinical trial. After conducting the animal study, the molecule will be going to in phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and phase 4. We will discuss about this all phases in our next session after 10 minutes. But before that, if you have any question, so you can ask me, guys. So we can conclude this session in 9 minutes. Then we have few more videos for discussing about the drug discovery process.
Yeah. Yeah. Hello, sir. I think sir network and he's facing some network issue. So thank you. And
Process for the person who is non-scientific. So that's why I try to help you to understand this process by videos. So that would be easy to understand, right? So anybody has any doubt can ask me the question.
Sir,
Yeah,
I have a question to you.
yeah.
That is, what is the protocol to conduct the duration of this human trial? There is a certain
Uh,
protocol about the human
right.
trial.
Right. There is for every clinical trial there is a defined study protocol. Right. So
Okay.
suppose we are conducting a clinical study on cancer. Right. So we will define a kind of a specifically defined study protocol. A protocol is necessary for conducting any kind of clinical research. We have kind of existing molecule that is already in the market. Suppose the kind of therapy, the chemotherapy is already ongoing to the patients, and the patient is receiving a 4 cycle of chemotherapy. And suppose we were inventing a new drug of chemotherapy, so we were comparing our new drug to existing therapy, right? So based upon the mode of action of particular that drug, okay, based upon the mode of action that drug, we will finalize the protocol. We will finalize the sample collection before and after dosing the drug. So we can analyze the changes, what kind of changes before inserting any medicine, or what kind of changes after inserting the medicine, after dosing a medicine to the subject, right? So by that way, we can analyze the pharmacokinetic. This is a proper terminology, is pharmacokinetic. We analyze the pharmacokinetic, and we came to know that whether our drug is safe and effective for particular that patients or not. Yeah. Yes, Gautam.
I must
Your
add
mic
one
is.
thing.
Yeah.
Then what is the actually in this case, in this particular case,
Yeah.
that what the supposed to be the protocol time actually? What is the duration of that human trial actually? What is the duration?
Okay, so total duration of drug discovery process is starting from the thought process, then the computerization, which we are doing molecule level, then we are doing preclinical, then we are doing a kind of phase one, phase two, phase three, and phase four. So total duration for any drug molecule, it would be taking more than 12 to 15 years for coming out a single molecule. That is, I'm talking about the discovery molecule. If you want to invent any one no new molecule, okay, the discovery molecule, it will take a whole cycle that is around 12 to 15 years. It will take 12 to 15 years, right? Okay, we'll provide that information
Thank you very much,
in
sir.
my other videos also. Their information is already there. We'll provide that also. So, guys, we have 5 more minutes to discuss about this presentation. Yes, Rajesh Kumar, I think you want to ask something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The protein messaging pathway,
yeah.
if you identified in animals, will it be same for human beings?
You can consider the kind of the reptile. Okay, the many things, they are very common, like reptiles and humans. So what we are doing, we are just observing the dose in reptiles, right? The dose is safe or not. We are not checking the efficacy, we only checking the dose and toxicity of our compound. If we able to identify the dose and toxicity in mice or any animal model, then we can check the efficacy in human. So we are only utilizing mice and other animals for identify the toxicity of our compound, the research compound, right? Yeah. Anybody wants to ask any question related to this drug discovery process? It's quite a lengthy and tedious process.
Yeah. Sir, I have a question. At what
Yeah.
stage actually the drug right now? I think some stages are there, some phases.
Yeah,
At
yeah.
what phase?
I will provide that information in my next to next video. I will provide all the information. Just keep waited. Everything is there in my today's presentation. So it would be much more interactive. It would be much more interesting. You just need to keep calm and keep patience,
Yeah, definitely,
right?
definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, and
So guys,
mostly on which animals you uh, just
usually we are
take.
using the reptiles, a
Okay.
kind of animal that have the same reproductive system of human, right? So we were using a kind of mice. You can say in some of the way we can have the chimpanzee and monkey also over there. The chimpanzee is forefathers of humans, so we are utilizing them also. But nowadays, rather than utilizing animal, we are more focused to having a kind of computerization compound. So by that way, we can get much more knowledge about the how this compound is actually working in humans, right? The coding language is there. They provide such kind of good information.
Yeah, Shiva
Yeah,
Prakash, please mute yourself. Mute your device, Shiva Prakash. Yes, thank you.
yeah. So we have only 2 minutes now, and then we have to restart the session. So would I
Yes.
hand over to you, Ram Babu, as a
Yeah,
host?
yeah, please, please. Thank you.
Okay,
And we have only 2 minutes. And after
right,
2 minutes, we'll get interruption in the meeting. And
right,
because we are using free version of Zoom, and after disconnection or after disconnecting, and you may join in the meeting again by clicking the same link on the same link, and you may be in the meeting in a flash moment, and we
right.
definitely ask and know many things about the drug and vaccine process, and really
So
I
still,
am very
still we
curious.
have, yeah, still we have 4 more presentation that is related to what is clinical trial. The next is the history of clinical trial. Then the vaccine, how vaccine actually work in human body, the mechanism of vaccine, and then I will provide you information, the number of vaccine currently, the vaccine tracker. I will provide you the vaccine tracker only for corona.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so that would be in our next session, all this
Yeah.
topic.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. See, whatever questions you have with you, definitely you may ask to our host today. So sorry is ready to answer. And definitely, if you know as many things as possible from today's session, and we may convey the same precautions or same useful information to our family members and friends too. So it's a very important. I hope, and this session will be very, very useful in our day-to-day life. So really, and we'll have in the meeting again in the second section by clicking the
Right.
same link. And so I think we have only a few seconds with us right now. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
And yes, and